Microsoft has just released Cowork into general availability, and with it comes an entirely new way of working. Hi, I'm Bruno, and welcome to the Power Minutes. Now, since Cowork has left its frontier status, it came with a few things that we should talk about. First of all, there's going to be a slightly new updated interface, there's going to be features, and of course a few things for both users and platform managers to keep in mind. So let's not waste time, let's dive in, shall we? The first thing you'll notice is, as I have prepared here in Cowork, Cowork is on a dedicated tab. Unlike chat, it's now holding its own space. That means that it has a dedicated space just for Coworker. And if Cowork exists here, this makes it predictable that there's a big difference between what is a chat agent and Cowork. Well, while traditional chat agents can help you a lot, they won't often do things for you. And that's what makes a big difference. Cowork will help you get things done and delivered. If you're not sure how helpful it can be, I advise that you can take one of these prompts as well. Let's say out of office handover, sure. You can pick any of these, and you can see that if you're about to go X weeks on holiday, when returning, and so on. So without reading too much, let's see what Microsoft has prepared for it. And that's the big change is, well, right now we're not feeling it yet, is okay, this is more prompting and more preparing, similar to chat agents. The key difference you're about to see is that it will actually help you do things. Now, for some ease of mind on your IT team, Cowork will not just do things, it will ask for permission to do things. And as you can see, we have some out of office. Let's say that I'm going to be away on the end of the month, and I'm going to be away for a week. Technically, I'm working. I'll be doing some events. I'm going to go to some events, but I will not be able to do my regular job, so I feel like I need to delegate. So while not entirely out of office, I need to send over my actions. So it's going to prepare for those actions accordingly. Probably going to create a meeting to say I'm out of office or book a meeting. All we need to do is, well, let it think realistically. And you can always click on these chevrons to see its thought processes. And it will come out with its own plan. So it's browsing Outlook. One of the things that your traditional chat agents might not be able to do so freely is look into your Outlook. And okay, it's also accessing my calendar, my chats, and my recent files. Let's see if we don't get something too sensitive in camera. Otherwise, we might have to, put a little bit of obfuscation on the video. But let's see how it handles it. And of course, if this is your first time, just do one of these exercises. Remember, if you're not getting what you expect, you can either refine the prompts or even on top, change the model. While we wait, we can also talk about the notifications. As you can see, this is also going to be a hub for you where you check if Cowork needs any of your assistance or any of your permissions. Again, remember, human in the middle is paramount in this process. It's enforced whenever it needs to be enforced, as nothing will be done without it. So we're roughly halfway there, checking my Teams, chats, and meetings, some files, and it will build me a Word pack. Okay? So we'll come back to it in a little bit. I will create a tab on the side while we wait to discuss its powers. So we can customize our agent, and our agent is featured with two things. We can either have plugins or skills. Now, if you've been using agents before or following us, you might know what a skill is. It's a markdown file, and I previously created a markdown file of release notes. It's helpful for my job to check what is released or not. And rather than searching on the web myself, even if they're dedicated platforms, an agent might be much faster or cross-check with the rest of the web. So, as you can see, this is a plain text file. It's a markdown file. It has a specific way of writing things down, but it's instructing the agent how it should behave. Better, I can download it and share it with my colleagues, so everybody ends up winning. You can see some cross basic skills already exist, the ability to read a PDF, an Excel, or a Word file. And then we have plugins. Right now we have Fabric IQ, so we are able to generate data insights, so create some graphs over here. But we have other tools, let's say Dynamics Customer Service, and it's disabled. My admin has disabled it. The reason for this is that while skills are focused within the agent, plugins are able to connect to other tools and be able to, via MCP or some other method, read data, manipulate data, and that needs a little bit of management. Now, that's all I wanted to show you about customization. Hopefully that has given enough time for our Cowork agent to work, and it's nearly there. As you can see, it's currently using the word skill to prepare our data, and we hope that real soon we'll have some information. So, it's tackling with some skills, and even within there seems to be some JavaScript, so code exists, but it's not none of your worries, and it will be doing some of these preparations all for you. So as always, it's going to prepare something. Like any agent, and like we mentioned, human in the middle, even though it's going to prepare something for you. Right now we don't have an example where we have to accept a meeting or send a meeting. Those are a little bit more obvious in Cowork, but if it's going to generate a file, it's highly recommended, or it's going to say you should read it and prepare accordingly. There might be gaps. It looked throughout my agenda, but sometimes things are not in your agenda, they are on your mind, and you might have to review it. So let's give it a little bit more time. Hopefully it will prepare our file, and with it we'll have a easy out of office handover. Because one of the challenges of going out of office and doing the handover is not doing the handover per se. That will take its time, but it's actually knowing what we need to hand over. So I will actually pause the video a little bit and come back once it's done thinking. All right, and we're back. It took a little while, but as you can see, we got our file written over here. It's 10 pages, that's right, even though we had to wait about 5 minutes for it. Let's just say that I cannot write down 10 pages in 5 minutes, much less 10 pages with purposeful content. If I check it up, I can check it internally. And of course, you might see this as a little bit more obfuscated than I'm seeing right now, but there's a lot of information here that I want to keep. So great, I can now prepare my handover, but now let's also talk about the final topic we have for today. We should also talk about the pricing model, as it has seen a significant change. In short, we still need our premium license, so we have the M365 Copilot Premium, but each prompt will have a price. That means that for each prompt we're talking about, the model will be taken into account. The context, that means what we ask it to do, will be taken into account. The tools used, so if you're using Outlook, Word, and so on, and of course how long it runs. But that one is probably the easiest one to guess. So these costs and actions will be measured in Copilot credits, and each credit is roughly a cent in the pay-as-you-go model. So if you have a larger consumer base, you might get it cheaper by buying bulk packages. So for the admins out there, let's go to the tenant side. So in your Microsoft 365 Admin Center, go under Cowork, and if you're watching this before July, you might even still have this scenario or you're within a grace period as we're filming, but we'll have to set up a usage-based plan. So for this, we need to prepare for it, right? By clicking on this button, you'll be able to be greeted. You'll be greeted with this screen, and we are able to do some governance here. Now, this is the few things we can do right now. We can limit the monthly spending in credits. So we set some values over here on tenant-wide scenarios, but we can also limit a user to have a limit per month. And last but not least, we can define alerts. These alerts will then allow you to update your thresholds or buy a more package of credits if you need it be, and avoid your users being stuck without Cowork. So take what you've learned today and discuss it with your company on how to best use Cowork and also to plan accordingly for it. So take this all in mind, discuss it thoroughly, come with a plan on how to set up Cowork at your company, and see you next time.